what's up, and welcome back to Rock Talk 101. And today we're going to talk about a classic Epiphone Les Paul with a classic song that I was just playing. So, welcome back to the channel, guys. And today we're going to talk about a really great guitar that I have in my collection. This is a 2002 Epiphone Les Paul Standard, and I found this guitar a few years ago. So I've owned it for a while, and I've had several of these over the years, and they've kind of come and gone, but I started collecting them back, and this guitar is really, really amazing. Now, these guitars were made from 2002 to 2011, and this one was made, I'm pretty sure from my research, around 2002. 2003 is when this one came out, and this is a beautiful Heritage Charity burst, so you guys can see it. Really nice burst on it, nice red back on it. Just a super nice guitar. It has the 60s styles neck on it, nice thin tapered neck on it, which I really like on these. The 50s are a little bit thicker. They're kind of like a baseball bat, so I prefer the ones that have more of the 60s style, which is a thinner tapered neck. It's got 3-channel switch here. You know, you got your rhythm, you got your lead, you got your center, you got 2 volumes, 2 tones. Nothing fancy, no flash, no class, no flash, I can't talk. Nothing flashy, just a simple, straightforward rock and roll guitar. Now, I'm not going to pull up the specs on this because you guys can go look up the specs on it. It's got the jumbo frets on it. It's got the, I think it's 22 frets. It's got the Epiphone pickups in it, whatever they were putting in at the time. But basically, I just want to talk about this guitar because it's an older guitar. And the reason why I wanted to do a review on it, because I love this guitar. I love the way it sounds. Now, these Les Pauls are heavy. They're a lot heavier than the new ones. I have I have a Standard Pro, I have a Epiphone Les Paul Standard Pro that is a lot lighter than this guitar. And I mean a lot lighter. If you ever held both of them, you would be like, wow, there's a huge difference. Pound or two difference on the guitars. It's probably about a pound difference, maybe a little more. But they're a lot lighter than these were. But the thing I like about this, because it's so heavy and it's thick, it's a nice thick guitar, you get that raw rock sound out of it. You get that really great raw rock tone. So if you're a guy that likes to play that classic rock stuff or even the heavier stuff, this guitar is awesome, and I love this guitar for recording because it sounds so good. Now, these older Epiphones are getting harder to find because this one, which has the Les Paul actual logo on it, where there was a time where Epiphone, when I first started getting Epiphones, they had the Epiphone that said Les Paul here, and then they used to have a thing on the inlay that would say made by Gibson on it, and they took that off. And there was a point in time where they were taking the Les Paul off of here and taking the Gibson off of here, and they were going back and forth at a time. I don't think they took the Les Paul off, but they took the Gibson off of them. So they went back and forth. Like this one says Les Paul Standard Pro, but there used to be a thing on them that said made by Gibson. They went back and forth. I don't know why they were doing that. There was a few years where it was going back and forth, and now they're putting the made by Gibson on them, back on them. I think it just depends on whatever guitar you use. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. I just know there's been a little back and forth on it. But this one being the older ones, some of these older ones are really great playing guitars, and they were made really, really well. And that was, Gibson and Epiphone kind of went through not Epiphone so much, but they kind of went through an era where things got a little rough. Epiphone, not necessarily. Epiphone has been on this steady kind of rise with their quality of them, and Gibson, I feel like, has been on a dive. But that's a story for another video. But these older Epiphones, if you can find them, are really great playing guitars, and I definitely recommend trying to pick up one. I mean, this one's 20 years old now, and it's still in amazing shape, plays well, sounds well, and just feels really, really great. I love this guitar, and I just wanted to give it a little love and show it a little attention and see what you guys think about some of these older Epiphones that are, 15, 20 years old. What you think about them versus the newer ones. Because I got to tell you, I have a couple newer ones, and I still love the sound of this one better than the newer. Not that I don't like the newer ones that I have, because I've reviewed a couple of them, but I like this one better. And I did a review of the Slash Signature Series Epiphone that I got, which I really like, but I actually like this 2002 one better than I like that one, which is kind of sad to say because this one's like half the price of that one. I mean, maybe not now, but it was back in the day when I got it. So let's give you guys some sounds, give you some riffs. I'm just going to do a couple distorted riffs and then a couple cleans for you. And then we'll wrap this video up just so you guys can hear this great sounding guitar. Now, I was playing some, I was just playing some Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, what am I playing out of? I am playing out of my pedal board down here. I am running through a Black Star LT Distortion, and I also have a Donner noise gate, which is not on at the time. I have a TC Electronics chorus and a TC Electronics delay. Currently, right now, just the delay is on. The only two things that are on right now is the distortion and the delay. That is this sound that you're getting now. And that's what you're getting right now. I will kick on the chorus once I start doing some cleans. But I just kind of wanted you guys to hear this guitar with that just good rock tone. It's just a really cool guitar, man. You can play everything from that classic rock stuff to that heavy stuff. If you want to play AC/DC, or you can play Metallica. Just a great all-around sounding guitar. I love this guitar. You can get into anything you want, any genre you want, whatever you want to play. You can just make it happen because it's just a really, really sweet guitar. It's a good, solid all-around guitar. Les Pauls have always been just great rock and metal guitars. I mean, you see just about everybody playing them. And this one is no exception. It's just a great guitar. I mean, I just like it. I mean, you can play all kinds of crazy stuff on it. Let's see if I can do this. A little bit of poison for you. Just messing around. But just a great sounding guitar. You get a lot of cool sounds out of it. They're just awesome, man. If you're a rock and roller, this is a guitar for you. You can find it. Let's do a couple cleans for you guys. So I'm going to kick on the chorus and turn off the distortion. Now this is what it sounds like all the way down. This is in the middle. this is all the way up on the rhythm channel. Do something else here. Sounds really, really nice. And now we're going to play a little bit with just our fingers. We're going to play up on the rhythm. Sounds really, really nice. So this guitar has really, really warm sounds, and that's what I like. The warm tones, the warm sounds that I get from this guitar are just amazing. I love the tones and the sounds of this guitar, from my cleans to my distortion. It's just a great, great sounding guitar. You really can't go wrong with it at all. Whether you're strumming it, playing it, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It just sounds great. It's just a great guitar. Maybe one more. Oh, I messed that up. That's terrible. All right, let's do that again. Flub a note, flub a note. Oops, a little rusty on playing that song, but you guys see what I'm talking about. This is a great sounding guitar, lots of great tones, just a really, really good song. And then if you're wanting to hear some lead stuff, oh, I messed that up. Let's do that again. Sounds really nice with leads. Oh, Christ almighty. Let's do that again. sounds really good. And just so you know, that's with chorus and delay on. So that's why it sounded like that. So, yep, sorry for the mistakes, but that's the reality of shooting videos. You flub notes. It happens. It happens live. Kurt Hammett just messed up playing Nothing Else Matters right in the middle of 30,000 people and laid down on the stage and laughed about it. So it happens. I just tend to leave my bloopers in. I don't delete them out. You know, and I think that's why I get some of the comments I get where people are like, oh, you need to become a better guitar player. Because I don't edit all that stuff out. I could edit all out and make myself look like I'm the grandest guitar player in the world. I just don't do it. Because the reality of shooting videos is that I make mistakes. They make mistakes. It happens, man. It happens. That's just life. You know, I do the best I can with what I got, and I play the best I can, and I just try to keep it real on this channel. I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt and make it look like I'm the greatest guitar player in the world, because that's not what I do. This is what I do. Raw and real. So anyway, back to the guitar. So there you guys go. There's a few sounds with this guitar. It's a great guitar. They're just amazing guitars. These Epiphone Les Pauls, these older ones, I really love to find them because they just play really well. And I actually have, even my Studio Pro is an older guitar, because the Studio Pros replaced these, was like the next level up from these standards. Like this was made from 2002 to 2011, and the Studio Pros that they have now are the ones that came out in 2012 and are the ones that are current now. But even my Studio Pro that I have is actually an older guitar as well. It's been around for, 8 to 10 years. Something like that. 8 years, 7, 8 years, somewhere around there. Anyway, long story short, I love finding some of these older used Epiphone Les Pauls because they're just great guitars. And not anything against the new ones either, because the new ones that Epiphone's putting out, they're putting out some pretty good quality stuff. I've seen some videos where people were talking about how Epiphones, some of the Epiphones, and I agree with this, Epiphones are better than their Gibson counterparts. And the thing that got me turned on to Epiphone Les Pauls years ago was the fact that I had 2 Gibson Les Paul Studios, and then I started playing around with the Epiphone Les Pauls, and I compared them, and I didn't find much of as I couldn't tell a difference between the sound and stuff on the guitars. They felt the same. They played the same. I felt that the quality was very similar, and I just couldn't justify the price Gibson versus the Epiphones. So I started playing the Epiphones more, and I really like the Epiphones because you can get a really great guitar for a lot less price, and they're still amazing guitars. And you see top pros playing Epiphones as well. Not everybody's playing a Gibson when they're up there playing a Les Paul. Gibson has the name, but Epiphone has a great guitar that they're making, and their quality control has gotten a lot better. I mean, there was some rough patches, but man, look at Gibson. I was watching a video the other day that somebody just got in a $3,500 Gibson Les Paul, and the neck was cracked. That's not quality control. Come on, man. That's crazy that you're going to spend that kind of money, and they missed a crack. And you could see it. I mean, it was a big crack. And it didn't happen in shipping. You could tell that that's something that they should have caught at the factory, and it should have never left that way. But, you know, that happened with an Epiphone. My first Epiphone Slash had a cracked neck, quality control, and that was something. I mean, it had cracked, and it was missing a huge piece of paint right here on the neck. So it does happen. Things do slip through. But I think, you know, pound for pound, money for money, if you're looking for a Les Paul Epiphone is a great way to go and look at it. And anybody that says different, I would argue with you on that, you know. But you guys tell me what you guys think. Epiphone or Gibson? Epiphone or Gibson? I'm not saying choose, but when it comes down the best bang for the buck, do you think it's worth it to go buy a Gibson, or do you think you can get that same tone and sound out of a nice Epiphone Les Paul? Me, I think you can get it. And I'll tell you, right before I made this video, I was playing Ice-T, I can't talk. I just finished playing an Ice-T Burst Gibson Les Paul Standard. That's a $3,000 guitar, and that was a beautiful guitar. My buddy just got it, said I can review it for him. Plays amazing, feels amazing, great guitar. But I feel that this guitar can do that same job and get me those same sounds. I'm not knocking that Gibson because that Gibson's awesome, and I can't wait to get it in the studio and review it for you guys and do the specs because it's crazy awesome. But if you're a guy that's on a budget, these Epiphone Les Pauls you can't beat. And if you want to play a Les Paul and not break the bank, I definitely recommend these Epiphone Les Pauls. They're great guitars, and I will always pick up one of these instantly because for the price of one Gibson Les Paul, I can buy what, three, four, five of these probably, somewhere in there, depending on what version you go with. I know I can. If you go even the high ends, you're talking $800-900. You can get at least three of them. So you guys just gotta ask yourself, what do you really want? I don't necessarily care about names. I care about what works for me. Epiphone, as far as Les Pauls goes, works for me. You guys know that there's other brands that I play as well that I like, and I definitely like good quality guitars, but I don't think you have to spend a crazy amount of money to get good quality guitars. You just gotta find them. So this was a great find when I found this one, and I love it, and it's gonna stay in my collection. So that's all I got for you guys on this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me, guys, what you think about this guitar. If you guys have some older Epiphone Les Pauls, what you think about them. Are you a Gibson guy or are you an Epiphone guy? Do you like them both? Me, personally, I like both. I'll play a Gibson Les Paul and I'll play an Epiphone Les Paul. I won't complain about either one if I can get my hands on it and if I can own it. If I can get a Gibson for the right price, yes, I will have one. Currently in my collection, I have no Gibson Les Pauls. I only have Epiphone Les Pauls. But I am looking at the Gibson Les Paul Tribute. That's in my wheelhouse of budget. And one of those is probably going to show up here on the channel one day for me to review. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Keep rocking out there, and we will see you guys on the next